All right. What's up, guys? Happy Friday. We're working with a new 4K camera today, so we'll see how this works out. New mic, new camera. We have new options on this camera you guys might like. For doing any kind of videos coming up on the channel that I need some kind of tracking for, this also does tracking. Kind of like I got a built-in cameraman. Pretty cool. It actually works so good I can get up and move around the room. It's supposed to be AI controlled 4K. Thanks to Insta360 sent us this camera. It's the link. Some of you guys might have seen it. What's up, Luis? Welcome to the live stream. Glad you made it today. He's on the road today, guys, so thanks for joining us. How's your week going? Let us know in the chat how your week's going.
Oh my God.
Got a whole bunch of stuff to talk about. With the Chimera. You're welcome. I'm glad Luis could get you guys, get you sorted out, RC Moore. We've got a 7-inch beep over here, misbehaving. So today, I just wanted to update you guys. This week we had some great reviews, ton of new stuff coming out. Axis flying. We checked out a new Cinewhoop from our guys at GoFly, otherwise known as Acon. That's the Hex 35, kind of an ultra tough, durable Cinewhoop that came out this week and is new on the channel today. And we also reviewed this beast. This is another 7-inch. So now we have 4 7-inch quads in the house. Thing's awesome. This is the Recon 7. So I don't know if there's any other channels out there that have quite as many 7-inch reviews as we do. I've been doing long range for a long time, so all the companies sent us the hot 7-inch. We also have a new one coming out from Gep RC, so we're looking for the Crocodile as well. That one's coming down the pipe, but probably not until after the Chinese New Year. I'd really like to see that one before CNY, but that's not going to happen. I tried to get him to give it to me. Give me that candy. 7-inch candy. Sweet. Open sky, that's awesome. If you guys are building any 7-inch, let us know. If you have a new 7-inch build, we have one coming up on the channel, so we're going to build a 7-inch together. We'll also test out the Croc 7 coming up. And I don't know if you guys have downloaded it yet, but we're just going to jump into today's topics, FPV and drone news. Quite a few people in the chat now, so we'll just go ahead and get started. About 4 days ago, the developers Betaflight released a new candidate, new RC candidate. It's not a full version yet, but it will be available full version soon. So you can get 4.4. It's configurator 10.90. And there's some new options that you guys should know about. Pretty excited about that. The first option is a new updated GPS feature, like we've been talking about on the channel, coming out for a while. Betaflight not quite returned to home, but it will come back and land. And it reminds me of kind of like GPS function return to land, say from like maybe 6-7 years ago. DJI drones would come back, and normally they would land in about a 10 to 15 foot radius of the actual takeoff point. So that was always acceptable to me, but I had learned my lesson because I was in Cape Hatteras and I was testing out GPS, and when the quad came back, it actually came back and landed in the canal next to me. And that was within a 20-foot radius. And you know, back in 2014 and 2013, I was still testing a lot of brand new GPS, and back then they were super, they were really shady. So sometimes we have GPS discombobulation and flyaways. Flyaways happened all the time, and I'm not sure if it was the GPS module fault or it was the flight controller's fault. Probably a combination of both. But now we have GPS many years later, almost 10 years later now, functioning much better. But I'm pretty happy that the new Betaflight has an updated GPS rescue. So it will now fly back to the landing area, not really a return to home, so to speak, but it will come back and it will start to descend and come down and land on the ground and now turn off the propellers. So that's another feature that they've added since the last time I talked to you guys. I said that it would come back and land, and then maybe you could hit the disarm button, but now it has code to make the air mode turn off and it will disarm. So that's super cool. That's like, I've been waiting for that for a long time. That's really nice that they have that. So if you guys that have GPS, you can rejoice now, because that's going to be a reality in Betaflight. iNav guys forever have been, you know, it's been the go-to configurator for people that really want to be serious about GPS. iNav is fantastic, but now iNav goes on most of my planes here. That tracking is really working overtime. I'm working with the Swordfish from Adam RC. That's coming up on the channel. Might put ELRS on that one. I'm just checking back in the chat real quick. What's up, Mike? Welcome back, everybody, to the live stream. We're just getting into some news today. Just jumping right into it. Betaflight 10.9.0 is available for download. And let me just go ahead and drop that configurator link down into the chat for you guys. 10.9.0. And this is the link to the GitHub. So you can download that, play around with it, flash it to your flight controller. And there's some more features in here that we really have to talk about that I'm really appreciative of. I love all the open source compatibility and updates that we get from Betaflight developers. It's freaking awesome. So the next thing is that they're finally, oh my gosh, can we all just have a moment of silence and prayer? Because this option has bothered me since the dawn of HD OSD. Now, forever since we've been trying to configure DJI OSD, and this applies to Walksnail and HD Zero. So everybody in the entire HD FPV community can now rejoice, because HD OSD is now configurable inside Betaflight. Finally, we can move things more specifically around the screen. Before, we were, setting everything in the middle and hoping for the best. We didn't really have any kind of option to be able to specifically move things around. Analog guys, you guys have had that forever. But with DJI OSD, it's been a crapshoot. So we're like, oh, maybe, it's been kind of tough. And now you go to the video format. Once you update your flight controller for an HD quad, now you'll see a new video format option for HD. That's really good news as well. So now you can get the 16:9 layout, not just the 4:3 squashed section for OSD. You'll see the HD 16:9 wide format, and then you can actually put things where you want on the screen. That's a really nice update. Random dude says the CDIS won't work. Sorry to hear that, bro. So I'm very happy about the new high definition OSD inside Betaflight. Very, very freaking cool option. I've really been wanting more control over OSD. You also have more font control as well, which is super, super cool. So once you select HD inside the OSD tab in the video format section, you need to go to the ports, and wherever your DJI MSP port is turned on, normally there's somewhere in the ports configurator, and a lot of times it's on like one, UART 1. Sometimes it could be, it depends on where the manufacturer installed your HD on that particular flight controller. Each flight controller is different. So when you select, say, MSP, you enable MSP for port 1. That's usually where DJI is. And then you scroll way over to peripherals on the far side, and that's where you can select VTX. Now, VTX MSP and DisplayPort will now bring up your OSD, your new 16:9 HD OSD, high definition OSD. Super cool. So that's a good feature. Also, some of you guys have older quads. I still have some older quads that have F3 flight controllers on them. I don't have any F1s, but I do have some old school F3 flight controllers. And for some of the updates in the past, recently, you weren't able to update them, and now they've added an option in there that is, it's called Cloud Build, and Cloud Build in 10.9 will now allow you to kind of extend the lifespan of your older hardware. So if you have like F3 flight controllers that you want to update, now you have more options for flashing those F3 flight controllers. That's good news. There's a lot of F3s still floating around out there. If you guys have any questions about Betaflight questions or anything like that, please do make questions in the chat, and Luis and I will try to answer your Betaflight questions. Can't wait to tell you about our new giveaway. We have a brand new giveaway coming up as well. So stay tuned for that. You still got Nays. Oh, Nays 32. Man, I should have a tattoo of that on my arm, right? You know, there was a time, man. You guys make me nostalgic on this channel, because I know some of you guys have been flying as long as I have. That was one of my choice ones, the Nays 32. One of my choice flight controllers. That and Omnibus. I used to get Omnibus F3. You guys remember Omnibus S3s or F3s? That was a choice flight controller. And correct me if I'm wrong, but the Omnibus was, what's up, Spiff? The Omnibus flight controller was one of the first pinless flight controllers. So some of you guys may or may not know that flight controllers used to come and you had to put pins on them and actually use like servo wires and all this crap. But now they come with holes through the flight controller. You can direct solder. So there was a transition at a certain time where we started direct soldering wires, and that was like, whoa, these guys are direct soldering to the flight controller. And some people wouldn't do it. Like, nah, that's gonna pop off. I need something that's gonna be firm, and I want to make sure that the connection is solid, because so many people were used to using servo connections, like servo style wires, harnesses. It's hard to get those off. They don't fall off usually in flight, and a lot of times, still, I do prefer that on planes. So my planes, I still use pins on plane wing flight controllers. So prime example, this thing is full. This has iNav on it, and look at that mess. So that's an example of, can't even get in there close enough to show you that. That's just a giant wire mess. But this plane's going to be fun. Reminds me of a larger sized like flying fish. It has a V tail on this, so pretty plain. Mars. Twin engine, one of my faves. Twin engine is definitely my jam when it comes to fixed wing FPV. And I actually prefer fixed wing FPV. Like if I was going out flying with my friends, or if, you know, me and a couple of you guys are going out flying, we were taking a trip somewhere, I would definitely try to take some fixed wing with me. I call it perching. I like to get up high somewhere, toss it off a cliff. I've done maidens off a cliff over the ocean in Oregon. It's not a good feeling when you toss a wing off a cliff for the first time, hoping that everything goes right. You got $1,000 on that wing. Some of that's my gear. Wings have come a long way too those days. Carolina Airshots asks, why did they go to direct solder? Man, it's like FPV history again today. So one of the reasons that a lot of people switched over to direct solder was because it made things quicker. So you could do a build in about half the time, because for some of us that are old school, true DIY guys, we were using crimpers, and that's the way you're going to make like new servo heads. I mean, I have drawers full of all my stuff's right over there. I have drawers full of harnesses for servo leads. You can get them pre-made as well. But what I'm talking about is this kind of thing right here. So the other end. Example of one. Most of you guys know what that is. See how good that camera is as far as focus goes. It's okay. I think my ZV1's better at quick focus. But we were crimping these. I still have a set of crimpers. A good friend of mine gave me actually a set of crimpers for Christmas. To be able to, what that does is it crips, bloods and crips. It takes the bare wire and adds this little tiny silver thing onto the wire, and it basically what it does is it by force it crimps it down, and then you just slide them into these little black harnesses right here, and bam, you're good to go. But way back when, like the ZMR 250. Anyway, let's move on. Let's move on into the future. What's up, Johnny? Welcome to the live stream, bro. Appreciate you. Happy Friday, everybody. So, man, I'm gonna go ahead and announce the giveaway. You see in today's topic, it's down number 3. We're gonna do quad shop after the drone news, but I'm gonna skip ahead right now, and I'm gonna tell you what the giveaway is gonna be. You guys ready for that? Ready for that giveaway? I'm gonna make a short video. Maybe we'll just do a YouTube short. But I'm gonna go ahead and announce that giveaway. So get a little drum roll in the chat. I'm wearing my Racer X shirt today. Friday 13th. Is it Friday 13th? Damn, it is, bros. Yes, Friday the 13th. Oh, live pack. Live pack. Look at that one. That's a beast pack right there. I need some more batteries tattooed. I want to say shout out to my buddy Richard, also of Vancouver, for tipping off a battery company to send me some of their fancy Lion packs. They're working on some super cool stuff. So if they send us a battery or a care package, I will definitely share that company with you guys. But I'm not sharing them until they send me something. So, what's up, Casey? Welcome to the live stream, bro. Rosier. Dude, Mike, it's been raining here in Portland, I think for, swear to God, it's like a month. I'm sick of the rain. Every time I go to the door or look out the window or get in my car, it's freaking pouring down rain. And right now, it's actually not raining. But it's not really good flying weather. It's super damp out. The grass is wet. I can't wait for spring because I want to see the leaves come back on the trees. I was thinking about flying freestyle, and where I like to fly at this church in Vancouver, and yeah, it's hard. It's hard to do like close in power loops and things like that with scraggle the branch without leaves that it's hard to see. So they can come out and reach out and grab you. I think we have more rain on the way too. Camps. Rebecca is going to Sacramento this weekend, so lots of rain in California. Well, for her. So I'm on my own this weekend, boys. What are we gonna do? I'm gonna fly. I gotta work on the chicken coop too. I gotta build a new roof on the chicken coop. I should do a live, like a chicken coop live stream. Would that be kind of redneck of me? I am from North Carolina. I am a good old boy. I got connections if you guys need help, but only in southern states. All right, let's talk about the giveaway. You guys requested it. I'm going to give away the Darwin FPV Cinewhoop that I reviewed last week. So we're gonna do that. I'm gonna make a short Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday coming up, maybe this weekend, and just upload it, take a shot of it, and that's the one we're gonna give away for the next within the next 30 days. So today's the 13th. We'll try to do it by the 13th of next month, but got to keep the harassment to a minimum. Guys will start harassing me on the channel about when a giveaway is gonna drop. Not gonna win it, bro. You're not gonna win it. You harass me, you're not winning. Shit. North Carolina is a good place, bro. I miss North Carolina. Stomping ground. I'm a pirate from the coast. Pirate FPV. We're out there on the banks. The outer banks. It looks kind of like a pirate hat I got on here today. Now, it is kind of a baby whoop. I mean, I think it's what were the props on that Darwin FPV? 2.5? I think it was 2.5 inch props. Yeah, when it drops, Johnny. Right. Right. Like, I almost stopped doing giveaways too because like there's a couple of reasons for a lot of channels not to do giveaways. Like it's nice because it builds subscriber count. People just subscribe just because they want to win some free crap. But I'm trying to make sure that we give it to someone on the channel because I get to pick. It is a random drawing. It's not rigged. Whoever says it's rigged is an idiot. But I'm gonna pick one of you guys that I see all the time on the channel. That's the people that I pick to send quads to. If you're not participate in my channel, you're just subscribing just to be, trying to get a free drone. It's not likely that you're gonna win it. It's up to me. It's random, but it's also up to me, right? It's my channel. I get to choose who wins it, who I send it to. Some guy got all bent out last week because Carolina won. But why did Carolina win it? I was randomly scrolling through my chat from the live stream on that day. I just thought it was a cool name. I don't know Carolina Air Shots from Adam. I don't even know the dude's first name. So he's got a pair of orcas. just because he's participating on the channel, and then that's the way we can give back to the community. People that give back to the community as well deserve something for all that time that you give back to everyone else in the chat. So when you put like something in the chat right now, you're giving back to everyone else, and we're all sharing. So that's super cool. That's what social media is about. But let's jump into the news, guys, before I go ranting like XJet. All right. XJet may be lurking in the chat somewhere today. Where's the old man today? Is he sleeping? Is he awake? All right, so first in order, I got to make sure my correct page is showing up here before we jump into. What's up, Cortez? Welcome to the live stream, dude. So yeah, in drone news this week, I think the craziest. Well, it's not really drone news, but it's FAA news, and I know you guys love the FAA. So yeah, we've got FAA on the radar right now. We've got NOTAM system failure nationwide, and apparently it was caused by possibly two people. One person put some type of file on the system that corrupted the entire NOTAM. And from what I heard, that they're not sure if it was malicious or not. But one pilot said that this hasn't happened in the 40 years that he's been a pilot. I've never, myself, I've never seen NOTAM system go down. And what happens if the NOTAM system goes down? No one can take off. No one can fly the plane. So all the flights in the U.S. from coast to coast, I mean, like over 10,000 flights at once were grounded. Pretty crazy. And the NOTAM system will report all kinds of things. Flight path changes, weather, special planning, notices, and they were able to get it back up within, I think, I want to say within 48 hours. But it was down. It was down pretty quickly. They had it completely updated within 48 hours, but it was back online in just a few hours. Pretty crazy. National airspace. Totally down. At first, everybody thought, well, this is we've been hacked by Russia. Something's going on here. Yeah, it was a nationwide TFR, Carolina Airshots. TFR is a temporary flight restriction. You don't have TFRs that often. Normally, when you have somebody like President Biden coming in, you'll have a TFR. It happens in Portland occasionally. We get a TFR. But that's pretty crazy. Complete NOTAM system failure in the U.S. And this is super cool. I don't know if a lot of you guys have played around with 3D modeling software for your drones, but a lot of the DJI drones can handle 3D modeling and rendering software. So you can basically do an orbit. I don't recommend doing a stadium. You shouldn't fly anywhere near a stadium like this article shows, but they will pay you to test their software. And the company's called Skybrowse. I think that's pretty cool. So DJI and Autel users can use accurate 3D models at the press of a button to create accurate 3D models. That's pretty cool. So if you had a business, a drone business, and your client needs some type of 3D model, I think for real estate, that could be super cool. Like a fly around 3D VR like a quick time VR type of thing that someone could grab in a browser and move around. Maybe see the surrounding houses around a property. That would be kind of a cool option. Apparently, there's a few additional perks. It says in the article that if you want a free Skybrowse T-shirt and a hat, you can. There's an Easter egg. You have to find the Easter egg in the Skybrowse app, and you also win handmade engraved cigar humidor and a coaster. Maybe we should start doing smoking cigars on live streams. All my guests should have a couple Cubans or something like that. Is it still illegal? Yeah. But I thought that was pretty cool. If you guys have any type of drone business out there and you're trying to incorporate 3D modeling into your business, that's going to be pretty beneficial to you. Open Sky is asking, is it done with LiDAR? I don't believe so. I believe it's just, I don't believe there's any mini LiDAR in the Autel and DJI drones. I think it's just somehow it compiles it and changes the format of the video to a 3D image. Johnny D's smoking, but not a cigar. I got you, bro. Yeah, it's pretty cool. In other news, Microsoft, actually, no, that's the wrong news. Where am I at? Let me get to this. Here it is. Congress is blocking the purchase of more Microsoft combat goggles. If you guys have heard of these before, they're kind of a project they've been working on for a long time. They're called HoloLens. And this is quite a pair of FPV goggles. Check this. Look at all the cameras on this thing. Is this insane or what? One of the reasons they actually pulled the funding on this project, and they were trying to secure some more money, but the DoD pulled the money, but they gave them enough to make a new version that will hopefully help fix their headaches, eye strain, and nausea. They were tested for 72 hours, and soldiers reported nausea, eye strain. I mean, you probably get migraines from wearing this thing. I'm not sure that like this type of technology is ready for long-term use. I mean, our eyes aren't really made to have something sitting in front of it. Front of them the whole time for days on end. So for them to figure out that technology, that's going to be some challenge there, because our eyes get easily strained. I mean, hell, just looking without wearing glasses or wearing glasses for the day. By the end of the day, your eyes get tired, especially if you're over 40. But this is the other pair. This is more like I believe this is more like the retail version of the HoloLens. It's augmented reality. And basically what it does for the soldier is it gives them information while they're on the battlefield, very important information. It could give them, say, some type of update or enemy location, or there's incoming, any type of incoming fire. Also might give you kind of an idea where your fellow soldiers are on the battlefield. All kinds of cool options for heads up displays coming down the pipe for US soldiers. We've got the best tech in the world. Welcome to the stream, Prop Lord. But that's a hell of a set of FPV goggles, am I right? I want a set of those. I wonder how much those cost. You guys think those are $500-600? I would actually like to have a pair of FPV goggles that color combo. I think that'd be sick. I want SkyZone to make me a set of HD goggles with this look to it. Not all this cameras on top, but it'd be pretty cool. And speaking of SkyZone, guys, in further FB news, we have something coming from SkyZone. I can't tell you what it is yet, but there is a new product coming that we're going to review on the channel coming up. Talking to SkyZone this week about that. They're going to try to get it out to me before the Chinese New Year. Man, Chinese New Year is going to be 2 weeks. And that's a long time for reviewers, but I have plenty of stuff to keep me busy. Man, that's crazy, Casey. 10 plus hours. Oh my gosh. Did you guys get migraines from that, looking through your scope? I had a friend who was a sniper in the Iraq War. He had to sit on top of a building for 2 weeks. Imagine just chilling on the top of a building in Fallujah 2 weeks, hearing guys running around below you, looking for you. On this channel, I don't usually get political, but I do support my troops. Just want you to. If you were in the service, in the military, you probably get an idea from being on the Drone Camps channel that we are a pro-US military channel. Into it. I don't want to be a turnoff, and I'm not really on one side or the other as far as like too far left or too far right. I'm somewhere right in the middle, just a regular old dude. But I think that's pretty cool. They should well, I was gonna say they should let DJI make some goggles for the military, but we can't trust DJI with their call home stuff anymore. No offense, China, but you know. That type of stuff has to be made within the US borders. So we're gonna move on now to the Ring camera. We talked about the Ring camera home system last week. That was coming out at CES, and now we have some video of this thing flying, and I'm trying not to laugh at this because I'm a drone guy, and to me, this thing looks terrible. If I would have designed it, I would have designed it completely different than what you're about to see. Ring home security, it has its own little dock, and it will take off. It looks like a cross between a box fan and a Ring camera. It looks like a miniature box fan flying around your house, and when you guys see this thing fly, you're gonna just lose it. Okay, everybody just try not to lose it too much in the chat, but I'm gonna play this video for you. If you guys can see that full screen, hopefully it's not lagging too much, probably a little bit, but what I want you to notice is the stability of this thing. It's carrying what appears to be a full-size Ring camera underneath this thing, and you see it tilting back and forth. It looks really unstable. Who knows if it has or what type of electronic stabilization, but it appears to be really struggling to carry that payload underneath it. This thing looks like it needs to have a larger wingspan on there, a larger quad frame, because that thing should not be teetering left and right and back and forth. It's ridiculous. And I bet this thing's going to cost $300 to $400. If it costs $500, I am laughing my ass all the way back. Dude, so janky over base, just so janky looking. This thing looks ridiculous. No offense, Jamie. Jamie's the owner of Ring, and he's also a friend of mine. We go way back. I was at the Ring office in LA when they were still planning a Ring doorbell around a table of about 12 people before the company really kicked off and he became friends with Shaq and everybody else. Jamie's really into drones, and I'm not surprised to see them release a drone. I mean, it's kind of cool, but maybe he should have sent me an email and asked my opinion on this design, because dudes, it looks like extremely unstable. Box fan with a ring camera underslung. Come on. Couldn't they have made that about half the size? Seriously? It looks so unstable. And I'm pretty sure that thing will suck up your sister's hair in it. Or if your golden retriever tries to grab it. Yeah, it pretty much, Johnny D, any drone that we flies better than this thing. This thing looks like it's about to crash any second. But that's what's coming down the pipe from Ring. We'll probably see that in the end of Q1 this year, maybe. That's pretty funny. And we got to move on from that, because I can't even look at that video anymore. In other news, we got some guys in LA known as Drone Dudes, and Drone Dudes right now are showcasing their innovative waterproof drone that follows an Olympic diver into the pool. I thought this was pretty cool. I've known about Drone Dudes for long time. Drone Dudes, friend of mine worked for them in LA, one of the first drone stores in LA. They've done a ton of projects, and they posted on Instagram a video of this, and I was thinking, like, man, this is awesome. And what I was expecting for this shot is I wanted to see the entry into the water. Man, did you notice what they just did? You guys look at that? See that video? What did they just do? This is it made Yahoo News. But I was really expecting to see the entry into the water, be able to see the diver in the water. But I feel like that kind of like makes the point moot, as far as like showing a diver going into the water, but then not showing the actual shot going into and under the surface of the water. I mean, yeah, the drone gets wet, but we don't get the rest of the shot. It's cut short. So I had to make a comment on their Instagram. So I said, guys, where's the underwater reveal shot? Cut the water at the impact. Dope. I was expecting that in shot. Come on, Drone Dudes. I want to see it. Sucks that the video stopped right as it hit the water. I wanted to see the underwater shot. What's the point of showing off an underwater drone if you don't show the underwater shot? Oh, so easy to make the news these days. Come on. We had a waterproof FPV drone on the channel a couple weeks ago from Darwin FPV, and we splashed the crap out of this thing into the water, all over in the river. I was expecting a little bit better out of that video. Yeah, it's kind of clickbait, I feel like. I was disappointed. And also, I don't know if you guys caught this, but we gotta show you this. Some of you guys might have missed this. I also did a video of it, which I wanted to bring this back up because this took me a lot of time. I sat up, it took me 2 straight days to get this thing together. It's a 2023 guide to FPV and drone acronyms and some of the slang phrases that we use in the FPV community. So if you're brand new to FPV, or you're on my channel and you're just kind of soaking this all in for the first time, this is one of the largest acronym and FPV slang phrase glossary available. Over 150 different terms in here, acronyms, terms, slang, whatever you want to call it, things that we talk about on the regular. And it's kind of in an A to Z type of format. I'm trying to organize everything a little bit better, but as I was thinking about these things, I typed a lot of it in as we went down. But there is a gigantic list of acronyms for you guys to study and look through. And what I would recommend doing, so there's a text version here. Man, it goes way down too. It's on the dronecamps.com website. Click on blog and it'll take you there. And you can use the text version to study, or you can also use the video version. But getting all that together was quite a project. So I hope you guys appreciate that. It's a video that I've been meaning to make for 10 years, for 9 years. Rotor Riot did one a while back, but they only did like 25 acronyms. And I feel like there's a million acronyms in our hobby. Abbreviations, whatever you want to call them. But there's some good stuff in there, and you guys should definitely go brushing up on some of those. And even if you are somebody who's been flying for 5 years, I guarantee you, look in this list, and you're going to see things in this list that we put in here that you're going to learn something. I'm Justin Davis, and you're going to learn something today. But that's what Drone Camps has been about since we started. The idea of drone camps was created from kite camps. I used to teach and instruct people how to kiteboard. Did some of the world's first kite videos back in 2003. There's one called Real Kiteboarding Zero to Hero. I did all the on-screen notes, all the editing. Back then, the DVD interface and layout. And a lot of the filming as well. A lot of fun went into that project, and it taught a lot of people around the world to kiteboard. So fast forward to 2013, and Drone Camps was born. So I took the same aesthetic with Drone Camps as I did teaching people how to kiteboard. I do it very methodically. And sometimes maybe I give you more information than you really need. And I kind of was the same way with my kite camp instructionals. We did 3-day kite camps. So that was quite a big venture. But you have people paying thousands of dollars, and I really wanted them to be self-sufficient. And I feel the same way about drones, and having you guys be able to work on them, diagnose them, fix them, and just have a general awareness of what you're flying. I'm just going to run back through the chat real quick and see real quick before we continue on with the news. We only have a couple more news items left, and then we're going to jump into some Q&A as well. What's up, William? Welcome to the live stream, bro. Good to see you. So for those who are just joining us, welcome to the live stream. We did announce a new giveaway this week, and we're going to give away the baby ape Cinewhoop that I reviewed on the channel. So you can go back and watch that review, and somebody who is a person who participates on the channel is going to win. You have to be a subscriber, obviously. But don't just subscribe and sit back and wait, see if you can win. Because you got to be one of our guys. One of our guys is going to win. I want to give back directly to you guys, not just the spammers. Baby 8 would be cool, Johnny. It did pretty well. It's a tough little Cinewhoop. If you guys want one that the prop guards don't break every crash, that thing it's light enough too that it kind of bounces. And with the way I fly, I'm surprised it didn't break. So it's pretty tough. You guys got any questions? You can put them up in the chat real quick. And we got a really interesting bit of news here for you as well, coming from China. Anna. Who wants to go to China? I'd like to take a trip there and meet some of the folks that I've been talking to for a long time in our community. It'd be cool to visit like the FRC or iFlight headquarters. Uh, I would love to meet Owen from Radio Master. Have a drink with Owen and talk to him. Super cool guy that does Radio Master. Also a dad like me. Is it better the Cetus X? What is up? Is it better the Cetus X? I like the Cetus X, but what are you asking me if it's better compared to? I also think that the Tiny Go from Gep RC is still one of my top choices for beginners because it also has a 4K DVR. Then you don't have to add a 4K camera on top. That's an additional expense. So if you pay a little more for your bundle, you're going to get a 2S Whoop, which is awesome for indoor and outdoor. And you're going to get a 4K camera on there as well with a little mini SD card slot on there. Welcome to the live stream, guys. So in other news, this is kind of cool. I a lot of times I pick stuff that I think is just kind of cool technology. For me, I've had a pretty wide interest in drone technology for coming up on a decade. And this is a laser charged Chinese drone that can stay in the air indefinitely. Basically, what they do is they have a ground based laser gimbal, which tracks the drone in the air, and no matter where the drone goes flying, this photoelectric cell converter on the bottom converts this laser into electronic energy, which keeps the drone flying. So it's kind of amazing. Like this drone, as long as the gimbal's powered up and has power, the drone has a wireless energy source connection from the ground. And you know, this thing is check out this flight controller. It has no wires to it. This it looks like pins, but whatever. This will be dependent on the weather. It's not going to do well because laser doesn't penetrate very well when it comes to point A to point B transmission when you have, say, rain, fog, heavy, like bad weather as well. The drone would also have to be waterproof or a lot of high winds. A lot of high winds going to cause the drone to shift one way or the other or be pushed around. So keeping contact with that photocell on the bottom would probably be a challenge if you had a high wind situation. But I think that's a pretty cool technology on the days where it's sunny and it's clear. The other thing about having a laser pointed up in the air is that, well, how high power is this laser from the ground? And there's a picture of the laser right there. You can't really be shooting laser up in the air where you have full-scale pilots flying around if this is going to cause them an eye injury or glare on their windshield. Nobody wants to be flying a plane and get hit with a government laser in the eye. But China comes up with a lot of interesting new technology always. They're pretty progressive with their drone tech. But that's pretty cool that they can charge an electric aircraft while it's flying. It's basically a tether without a tether. It's a invisible tether, so to speak. That's a pretty wild. It looks like something that ChatGPT made up. Like I've been playing around with ChatGPT. It's the AI powered chat-based image creator, and you can type in a series of texts. We should do it live on the channel sometime. It's pretty crazy. I type in drone FPV space, mechanical, cyber, and it comes up with the craziest looking drone images you've ever seen. But basically what it does is it pulls from basically a ton of Google images, and it combines within about 30 seconds about 5 different images for you. It just kind of like, I feel like it collages things together, but it does it so quick, it's crazy. Casey says he has so many tools for prototyping, just a matter of time and money. And time. Charge your next electric airplane. Wouldn't it be interesting if they had electric airliners that could take off and land solely by a ground charging station? Suck if the electricity went out. You have to have one powerful laser to do a cross-country flight. So that's what China's up to with laser-powered drones. Pretty wild. I thought it was cool when they came out with drones that, you know, had tether option for industrial purposes. You know, if you're doing a job site construction and you need a drone up, basically kind of like a GoPro in the air doing a time lapse, say over like 2 weeks time, you can have it tethered and just keep that baby up there as long as the drone doesn't fall out of the air. Loses buying laser, shuts down. Yeah. What happens if a bird flies in front of the laser? Or an airplane? Would not be good. Now I wonder if that battery has enough charge in it to kind of handle like a momentary disruption. That would be a really neat test. I'd love to be able to build these type of systems and test them. There's a test range here in Oregon, out in Pendleton, and they do all kinds of private, commercial, and government testing in Pendleton, and you can actually sign up and do a tour out there, which I think would be super fun. You go out there and do like a tour, and it would be fun to be able to live stream while we're on that tour. See some like real drones. A cooked bird. Might have some fried chicken when that laser hits that bird. You know, Tony asked if bright light affects the laser. I don't know that much about laser technology to comment on how light. Yeah. I mean, essentially, a laser is light, right? So when you introduce more light and more gamma, whatever you want to call it scientifically, into the equation, yeah, most of the time I'm seeing people doing like laser tests or doing it in a dark room without windows. I think you might be right, Tony. But if you guys want to sign up on my Patreon, I had some folks sign up last week, and that's super awesome. I do have my Patreon link down below, so if you appreciate the information, the news, the updates, reviews, I'm constantly working for you guys 6 days a week on this channel. I did a review the other day, and I said we're the hardest working drone channel. I think everybody equally works as hard. Like any of these guys that are constantly cranking out videos, everybody from Albert Kim to Bot Grinder, Joshua Bardwell, guys are grinding hard. XJet, don't forget XJet. I thanked a bunch of people in the last live stream. I feel like some people got butthurt if their name didn't get dropped. Sorry if I missed your name, but I appreciate everybody. So what do you guys think about that giveaway? Should we also do a session of Quad Shop? That's one of the reasons why we did the live stream today was to jump into Quad Shop as well. So we're going to jump right into the Quad Shop. I have a couple new items in the Quad Shop for you guys. So you go to the home page on dronecamps.com. You will now see, if you refresh that page, guys, that good looking guy right there, middle of the page, but if you scroll down past that dude, you'll see the drone store deals. And you'll see 2 new drones there. And the Quad Shop is only open randomly when I choose to open up something. There's not drones in there all the time. These are one-offs. So I'm gonna sell the Hex 35, and that one's $439 retail. So this one's bind and fly. It has a Caddx Vista and a Nebula on this one, and it has PBS Crossfire Nano in the back right there, and it has those cool prop guards. I'm also going to give you an extra set of the smoke colored prop guards, the Hex 35 prop guards. So price on that one's $250, free shipping in the US, $439 retail. That's a really good percentage off. A really good price on that one. Includes those Gym Fan D90s. No battery, of course, but it does come with a TBS Crossfire receiver, and it rips. It's probably going to be one of the more lightweight and durable quads, Cinewhoop category. And that one's up for grabs. And I don't know how many of you guys have HD0 goggles. Did anybody in the chat today, do you guys have HD0 goggles? Anybody have those yet? The Emax ones, or full out version with Linux on board? I've been meaning to email Larry from HD0. I talked to them last week, and they got excited when I emailed them, told them that we're looking to do some reviews on their goggles. I think they're only offering a discount to reviewers, so I'll probably have to buy those, which kind of sucks, but we'll get a pair of them at some point. I may be behind Bardwell on my D0 review, but I also have a pair or a quad with HD0 up for grabs as well. So this is Meteor 85. 85 millimeter indoor brushless whoop that can run 2S, and that one's like 20% off retail. So that one's still in mint condition. This one I believe is PNP. That means you can add your own receiver, or you can bind up to it should be bind and fly, because it does have an SPI built-in ELRS receiver on this flight controller. So it's it also says that it has SPI FreeSky receiver as well right here. So you might be able to do either or, FreeSky or ELRS 2.4. But that one's not bad. That's an HD quad for under $200. That actually flies pretty good. It's also going to come with a 2S450 battery. That's what I fly on it. And I'll give you what I have in the box there as well. As well as this little USB converter. There's a little cable that goes along with this. Plug it into the flight controller, and you can access Betaflight. This flight controller does not have a USB port. You have to have this little converter, which is in the box. But I've got those 2 quads up for grabs this week. I'm not sure how long they'll be up there, but they're up there right now. Sometimes when I refresh the page, they're already gone. And so when these 2 sell, if you refresh the page and it says out of stock, there's only one of each here. So it will say out of stock. And then I'll try to get it off the website so it doesn't sit there forever. But let me know if there's other ones that you've seen in a review that you might want. I can probably try to add them to the drone store. If you see one that you desperately want, just send me an email my contact page, dronecamps.com. We'll try to take care of you guys. If it's something like the Chimera 7, that's probably not, I'm not going to get rid of that anytime soon. That one I really like a lot. I'm also trying to work on some tunes for you guys on some of these 7-inch. Some of you guys have a Chimera V2 Pro, and some of you guys have a Recon 7 already. 7 Pro's out. I flew this one this week, and I feel like this one does need a tune on it. It does. It has vibes. I wish the tune was a little better on this one. But if you put a GoPro on here, you're not going to see any of the vibes. The GoPro just looks amazing, as usual. Yeah, Open Sky said a great deal on the Hex 35. Man, it is a great deal. Look at that. $250 for a $439 quad. That's a deal. You cannot get that deal anywhere else. Nowhere. I mean, hell, a CADX Vista. Go look at the price of a CADX Vista, brand new. That CADX Vista on that quad is essentially brand new. Just got it this week. Everything on that quad's brand new. It's probably been flown less than something you'd find on eBay, too. So whenever you get something out of my the quad shop, yeah, it's probably been flown less than something you find used on eBay. There's some pretty dusty gear on eBay. Don't even try to buy a quad on Craigslist. Like $1,200 for a 2014 analog quad with a 25 milliwatt VTX. Some crazy stuff on Craigslist. I used to wonder who was doing that around town, because like they used to do it in Portland all the time. Someone would like, almost like they would buy a quad from like Hobby King or something and then throw it on Craigslist for like $500. That's some BS. And some people don't I don't know, I guess there's buyers out there for that kind of stuff. You know, it would be nice to be able to make some money, but I don't want to rip people off. That's just wrong. They probably do it all the time. So what do you guys think about this new camera? Let's see some feedback on this new Insta360 Link. It's on a gimbal, so it can move. Crazy. Look, I want you guys to see how good this is. Watch this. Ready? Like, I'm just gonna move around the room for a second. I'm gonna get up from the desk and stand back. Take my mic with me. Watch this. Look at that. All right, so this is, I mean, you've seen stuff like this before, but check this out. This thing is crazy. Just moving the chair out of the way. So go back a little bit here. Got a pretty long mic. I mean, all the way across the room, I'm able to get way back here. So this is kind of cool for like, if I'm doing a video for like an e-bike or something, we can talk about the e-bike, you know, and I can bend down, go all the way down to the floor. This dude tracks me all the way anywhere I go. So even up close, like watch this. I'm gonna go way down here. See if I can outrun it. Nope. Things good, y'all. Wow, it recentered. Let's see. Did it stop? No, it's still going. It still got me. So the tracking on this is actually better than active track on DJI, I think. A lot of times I've done that same type of stuff, like kind of testing follow me, and this guy is supposed to be like AI powered, whatever that means. Can it learn? Maybe it learns who I am, recognizes my face. I don't know. It's pretty cool though, right? This thing's $200, and honestly, I was gonna probably eventually buy one of these. But Insta360, I sent them an email, and they said they would send us one because I've been using my Sony ZV-1 to do all the live streams recently, and that camera looks great, but it doesn't do this stuff, which I think is hopefully nobody's getting dizzy. And it has a ton of features in it. I need to show you. And this thing is only like this big. It's only like this tall. Super cool. So now our audio is good. Our video is good. It also has an option back into this 360 Link. It will do a desktop view. So we have a specific tripod that came with it from them. And what we can do is we do a live build. And when I click a button in the software, and it does an automatic downward facing desk view instantly, and it kind of hides the stuff you don't want to see. So it's like smart, straight it interprets, like, even if it's in an angle, it somehow does it directly above something, which is usually you have to have a special setup for that over top of whatever you're trying to do your build underneath. What's up, Nathan? Welcome to the channel, bro. This is a cool camera. It also has this thing called whiteboard option. So if you're a teacher or you're on a Zoom call or you work for a company and you're trying to do some type of proposal or demonstration on a whiteboard, I mean, we could even go over we could get a whiteboard and go over some like quad mechanics. And when I hit the button for whiteboard, it like basically jumps across the room and only shows the whiteboard on the screen. That's pretty rad. It recognizes the border of the whiteboard automatically. You don't have to set up a zone. So a lot of cool features. This thing, I like this. You can also change the speed of the tracking. So like if I don't like the way, if I think it's too fast, you can make it slower. But it's cool. I'm excited about this because over the years, we've had a seriously hard transition for getting quality live stream on this channel. And we're still working out the kinks with Luis. We tried to do a live stream last week, and his audio immediately wasn't working after we had it working the day before. We tested it. Yeah, the follow feature is pretty cool, right? I mean, it'd be cool, you know, if you're doing yoga live streams or something like that, or something where you don't have a buddy around to film you. Or even, I mean, even if we were doing like you were doing cooking videos in the kitchen, that would be cool too. It'll follow you around the kitchen while you're cooking. And if you have multiples of these, that's where it could be really fun, because you could mount one up here, one over here. You could do multicam, click, and change your multicam, change your camera setup. But I like the down option as well. 3-axis gimbal on this thing. Johnny, they do make ground stations that will follow. You can get those. That'd be sick. Seen one before. Damn thing moves, right? Pretty cool. Yeah, Casey, I've always had kind of a laid back live stream format. I get into it sometimes and we get into the meat of things, but for the most part, um, we're more formatted now than we were, say, like 2, 3 years ago. I come in with a format, so we go through the format, but we always have time to kind of like, you know, misbehave a little bit before we end the live stream. I feel like that keeps it more real. We've been live now for about an hour and 19 minutes. Hopefully there's not too much delay. And we really got to get that guest thing worked out for our audio, because everything else is looking good. From my side, I don't know what you guys think. You guys like it? Uh, Alan, the camera does have a zoom option. It also has gestures, like you can do like hold up your fingers and do certain things, and it will react to your fingers, your signs. Pretty cool. You can also change the format from horizontal mode to vertical mode. So if you're doing like live stream on TikTok or something like that, you can go change it to vertical. And you can manually control your gimbal. You want to put a little tilty in there, you can do that too. You can change the temperature, the exposure, sat, contrast, sharpness, and you can save presets. So if I like the way this one looks, I can say like save this one as like office. And the cool thing is that the firmware is updatable, so we'll probably get some new features in the next year or so, because I think these things will get pretty popular. You can change the zoom from head to half body, and the AI will like automatically zoom into whole body, which is kind of cool. Autofocus, manual focus. It also does HDR. Completely flip it, give it a little more black point contrast. Not sure how I feel about the HDR version. Might make the blacks too black. 'Cause a lot of times I'm wearing like a dark t-shirt, and so what you're looking at right now, this is HDR. It might take a second to update on the live stream, but I just clicked on the HDR option. That should give us more richness and cinema look to it. Andrew asked if I'm making any new NFT quads. You know, NFTs have kind of died down and chilled out for right now, and I'm not ashamed or sorry for creating the NFTs. Like I had some dudes a while back saying, "Oh man, that guy's not credible. He's one of the guys that did well, he's the only guy that did a drone NFT." But the NFT part was free. That was free. The NFT itself was free. What you were paying for with crypto was the drone frame that I put it in and me to mail it to you. I mean, I mailed them to like one guy was in Greece and one guy was in South America. This is called the Insta360 Link, the 4K AI controlled camera. Super rad. You can get them on Amazon actually. But yeah, those NFTs, they may come back around. I feel like we should have a collection of those, and whoever has those NFTs can still move them, sell it on to the next guy, and they could transfer that NFT collector card. It was like a little collector card, a JPEG that I created myself with my own photography. So that was another art prop side of it. And then I hand signed and put a signature on each frame, and it had kind of like gold display in the back. You can go back and look at those on my Instagram. It was kind of like a fun project. It was a way to kind of get like a collector's item in the FPV community. I wish other guys would do something like that for you guys. I would like to see like a collector version from like Steel or even Joshua Bardwell. It'd be cool, you know. Wouldn't it be cool to have like a few different ones? Like I would like to have a couple, you know, picture box frames with a quad in there, hand signed on the inside of the frame from the guys I look up to. L Steel is one of my favorite pilots. Still, I love that dude. I can fanboy out. I don't know how Miss Camps feels about quads hanging on the wall. I might have to put it in man cave. Man, and here's the other thing. Those things sold so fast. They sold, like, we announced them in the live stream. They sold before we ended the live stream. And they were HD quads too. They were like not junk quads. They were like HD quads. Yeah, it's cool, Casey. Like I was telling Rebecca last week, we were talking about the NFTs thing. And the NFT thing came up again because someone from Bruce's channel, XJet, was like, "Oh, that's that drone camps guy who did them NFTs." Well, NFTs got a ton of bad press, like when the whole crypto crash happened, and people that bought Bored Ape Yacht Club lost like 95% of their $300,000 JPEG. Dude, any investment that you make is a risk. Like, I invested in a company this week called Atlas on the stock exchange and put some money into that, and I lost like 40%. But I believe in the company and I think it'll come back. NFTs, they might return. They were talking about everything in your house could be an NFT. Like anything could be an NFT. Physical, this could be an NFT. Seems stupid, but it could be. And if you bought the NFT, you also get this. I'll send this to you. So anything can be an NFT. Art is an NFT. A car can be an NFT. Your house and your property. They said like eventually real estate may be kind of, they may have some NFT houses. Maybe it's a $10 million house. And we all know real estate kind of increases value over time, most of it. And the stock market in general has been kind of going up for, you know, as long as it's been around. So things do appreciate in value over time. But what I was saying to her was that we were talking about that, and someone kind of was trolling me about doing that. And I don't feel sorry because I put the effort into it. Yeah, Trump's NFTs. I put the effort into it, and I actually went to Michael's and I bought like a photo frame, you know, a picture box, whatever they call them. I'm not a craft person, but and then I bought like, you know, gold laminated cardstock to put behind it, and I cut that out to fit. I mean, I put some time into making those, and then I got like a special pen, like a metallic pen to do a Siggy, and then I dated it. So I put some thought behind it, and then I also drilled through the frame to make sure that the person who got the quad NFT could take it in and out of the photo box, which is, you know, kind of cool. Like they can take it out and fly it, and then they can put it back in the box. So I wanted that to be kind of an option. It's held in the box by like a quad strap. But who knows? Maybe coming up we could do something like that again. But maybe this time I'll just do it through PayPal. We'll just do maybe a number 3 in the series. We've only done 2 collector's items, so we could do a number 3. And a lot of times when I do a collector's item, I try to pick a quad that's like one of the popular quads that you guys like. that I think would be kind of a good value to get. And I didn't overprice it either, too. Like the guy that trolled me about doing an NFT, like the thing was is the quad was about half the price of the retail price. So the person getting it was getting a quad that'd been flown a couple times and a free NFT for half the price of a retail quad. So I don't see where the scam is there, guys. However you want to pay, Bitcoin or PayPal, I mean, it's all basically all the same. But I had to get out of, I had some stuff in FTX, and thank God I cashed out before SBF stole everybody's money. I only had about $1,500 in there. But if I hadn't cashed it out, I would have been SOL. But a physical NFT, no one can steal it from you. Unless you leave it on the dashboard of your car and someone breaks your window out. But a physical NFT is in your possession. And the collector card was free. So those Trump cards were crazy. He sold out, though. He sold out within 24 hours. Who bought a Trump card? $99. You get a free MyPillow with it. I'm not going to troll Trump too much because I know some of you guys might be Trumpers. Not a Trumper. I'm a dumper. But I do like the flag. And my county is mostly Republican, where I'm from. Johnny, you trying to start trouble, aren't you, Johnny? Trying to start Johnny trying to start trouble over there. Look at him. Dropping the orange Cheeto in my chat. You know what happens when you say the name Trump in chat? Everybody goes crazy. Carolina Airshots, do you have a MyPillow? I thought about getting one recently. It's probably going to give you cancer. Is that dude running for president? Jesus Moses. I hope not. Canadian, good for you, Nathan. You just got Justin Trudeau to deal with. But Carolina Airshots, you know where I'm coming from. You know how it is if you're from Carolina. That's why we're kind of a swing state. We're like kind of half and half there. A lot of us somewhere in the middle. Maybe worse in Canada. I know your flying regulations up there are worse. Steadfast RC asks, how do you go about setting the rates across all my quads? Well, I don't set the same rates across all my quads because here's the reason. Every single quad has a different tune and a different power system. So if you have tiny whoop motors, and they all fly different. So each individual quad needs its own rates. And that's up to you to decide, because something like a Chimera 7 Pro, it has a very large flying profile, and has a very floaty profile compared to some other 7-inch quads out there, like the Foxeer 7 that we reviewed on the channel last week. That one's a little more nimble than the Chimera 7. So for freestyle, I would put more freestyle rates on the Foxeer 7-inch versus the Chimera Pro, I would probably soften them up a bit, because the Chimera Pro is kind of like a giant cinema rig, and I want smooth, flowy rates on that particular drone. Just depends on what you want to do with your quads. Are you filming like cinema stuff, or are you gonna freestyle? Yeah, so like between a whoop, I mean, that's a hard thing to I mean, physics wise, you would think yes, the 6S might spin faster than a 6S, or spin the whoop might spin slower than a 6S 5-inch, because of the extra power that 6S has in big 5-inch props. But the whoop also has a smaller airframe circumference, so maybe the whoop spins faster. That's something I'd like to know. That's a good physics and science experiment for someone in a lab to do. Like, it'd be interesting to know that data, because one would think, and a lot of times on the channel I'm testing stuff, and I might say one thing, and then I test something and I find out I was wrong. Like the video last week called "I Was Wrong." I was wrong about biblade props versus tri-props, and figured out that the tri-props actually flew better for less vibration and better video. Because for once in the last 9 years, I wasn't flying GoPro. I was flying the Insta360 One RS camera. It has something called flow state, and flow state doesn't work as good as hyper smooth. So a lot of times when you put a GoPro on just about any drone, if it has a bad tune, yeah, it's gonna hide a lot of the tune, and it'll hide like terribly. I mean, you could probably even have a bent prop. Uh-oh, camera just followed the drone. I've had bent props before on a quad, and came back and the GoPro had smoothed out. You could see it in the goggles and the DVR. You could see it, see the jitters. The GoPro hides a lot. Yo, what's up, Rob? Welcome to the stream, bro. Glad to see you over here from JB and Ciati's live stream. Appreciate that. We did a lot today, Rob. You should go back and check out some of the stream. Just kind of scrub through it. There's a new giveaway. It's gonna be from Darwin FPV, giving away a Cinewhoop to one of my subscribers. Somebody who's present in the channel, not somebody who's dipping in just to try to get a free drone. So all the giveaways will be back to my guys, the guys that participate. So it's good when I see you. I'll pick from my guys. But 183 asking if I can give any help for a best beginner kit. We were talking about that in the beginning of the live stream. I think some of the best beginner kits out there, probably one of three. My top pick choice is probably the Gap RC Tiny Go 4K. Look up Gap RC Tiny Go. There's a few different models of versions of that one that you can get. It comes with a case, goggles. It's a 2S whoop, and one of them has a 4K DVR. I think there's another one with a 1080p DVR, and there's another one that's just straight up analog. And I believe that the goggles that come with it have a built-in DVR with an SD card slot, so you can record your flights. Some of the older Beta FPV Cetus ones, those goggles don't have DVR. So if you're looking to record your flights, which most of us are, you want to get one of the newer ones, the TinyGo series or the Beta FPV Cetus X 2S version I recommend, as well as Emax Tiny Hawk. The Tiny Hawk 3 was a decent bundle. It has the new goggles that now have DVR. So we complained about that on the channel, and a lot of the companies started making changes to add DVR to the goggles. There's nothing worse than getting like your first drone setup and not being able to record your video. That sucks. Oh, you like the Darwin 1 to 3 AIO F4? Nice. Also, on a Tiny Hawk Freestyle. That sounds fun. Tiny Hawk Freestyle is a fun drone. I swear that thing flies like a 5-inch. Like you could power loop a tree branch with that quad. Good Fab, thank you for the super chat donation, bro. Good Fab says he just ordered a Darwin 129. You might want to try iNav on it. Do I think that the stock Maytech FC supports it, or should I upgrade it? So historically, Good Fab, the Maytech flight controllers do handle iNav. But it also depends on if you have your SDA and SCL tabs with GPS on there. So if you're not running GPS on the quad, I would say there's no reason to really run iNav on that particular flight controller. If you're doing it just for fun, you could try it out. But Betaflight still flies better than iNav on any quadcopter. I've flown iNav on both quads and FPV planes, but yeah, and tested iNav on multi-rotor and Betaflight. So back and forth, yeah, Betaflight's better. But Maytech should allow you to do that. Yeah, you should be able to find that information. If you just Google your particular flight controller, which Maytech is it specifically? Because and even on the Maytech website, if you go to the Maytech website, they also should have some information on that for you. Diatone F722 MK4. Nice, Johnny. Super nice. Yeah, so we're trying to line up the live stream time for you guys to be right around either after Bardwell and Ciotti. Sometimes I'm not available on Sundays, but I would like to be able to live stream on Sundays. But a lot of times I try to do a Friday. It's usually at the end of the week, and I've got all my reviews done. Just easier at the end of the week rather than like on a Monday or Tuesday. Friday is kind of fun too. You guys have any more questions for me? Good Fab, appreciate that super chat tip, bro. And also to let you guys know, so we have some new stuff coming up from Gep. We got some new stuff coming up from Sky Zone. I believe for the analog guys. So guys are still running analog goggles. A ton of people out there doing that. Still think it's kind of the majority. It's a new release. Hot new release coming. Yeah, Nathan, if you go to dronecamps.com and you refresh the page, you'll see the drone store deals in there now. You'll see the new Hex 35. That's up for $250. Was $439 retail, so super good price on that. And we have a HD0 Whoop in there from Beta FPV at $175. So that one's 20% off. And the Hex 35 is like, man, that's like more than 30% off, I believe. Pretty nice deal. And that quad is pristine. I didn't slam that one down. It crashed on the concrete. That one's in perfect condition. With TBS Crossfire and Caddx Vista on board. So DJI quad. up for grabs. Analog forever, says Johnny. I've said it before. Nice thing about analog is nobody's going to ground you flying analog unless they have a drone gun. They can shoot your thing out of the air. You don't need any updates for that. Just plug in a battery, go fly it wherever you want. No geofences or anything like that on analog quads. The man can't control you. Steadfast asked if I've tried walk snail. I have not yet, but I hear it's fantastic because it is 1080p FPV. However, so are my goggles too with O3. And I think I would like walk snail. For some reason, under the FPV Moon, walk snail did not include me in their reviewer list. It's unfortunate. I would have gave a different kind of review than the other guys do. I always do kind of my own spin on things. I won't say it's the best. there's a real like drone gun out there that they were using one in Brazil. They just pointed up in the air and it would literally shoot a drone down with it's kind of like an invisible zapper signal that goes up. Like a little miniature, like EMP type of device. Just zaps it out of the air. I think they try to use them in the Ukraine, but it's kind of hard to shoot one down when it's coming straight at you. Little bit of nerves. But they also have some rocket systems that they're also deploying from the US that will have these little miniature rockets that go up and they'll shoot the incoming drones down. And I think they're testing them in Ukraine right now, and they've shot down like 99% of the incoming drones. So if you have one of those sitting around, that's good. There was footage last week of someone flying an FPV type of aircraft, and you could see even it had like a center point on the screen. It had OSD and everything, and at the bottom of the screen it said low battery. It was flashing low battery, low battery, low battery, and they flew it right in the back of a Russian transport vehicle. For sure there was a bomb of some type on that fixed wing. It was probably a fixed wing, but the pilot flew it manually straight into the back of the carrier or the transporter. You can see they slow-moed it. You can see the guy sitting on the back of the transport lifts his legs up as like the thing comes in. The video goes black. I would not want to be driving around Ukraine on any type of truck. So we're going to do the giveaway coming up. Today's Friday the 13th, and we'll try to do the giveaway the week of the 13th. Valentine's Day is on the 14th, so don't expect me to likely give it away on Valentine's Day. Uh, 413 FPV. Sorry, man, I missed your comment. You're unlocking your Walk Snail VRX. Do I need to keep those files in SD card forever, or does it unlock once it stays unlocked? 413. I think you answered your own question, didn't you? I would tell you, bro, if Walk Snail had sent me a pair of those goggles. But unfortunately, I have no Walk Snail information. It's like radio silence over here for Walk Snail. I emailed them, they did not email me back, so I needed emoji for that. I had some noises. That was a widget that worked out in Streamlabs software. And I could press F on my keyboard and it would play a fart sound. I wish I had the fart sound right now. You can say your wife won if I give it away on Valentine's Day. Johnny D, I'll be busy on Valentine's Day for sure. And this month is this is Camps and I's 2-year anniversary. So all the hearts go out to Rebecca this month. She's gonna be gone this weekend, so we're gonna celebrate when she gets back. Probably. We don't really have a defined day that our anniversary is because we just don't. I think it's better to kind of celebrate an anniversary month. Like having it on a certain day, it just puts so much pressure. If you forget, if you're a guy and you forget your anniversary, you're screwed. Oh, congratulations, 35 years. Nice, Johnny. That's awesome. That's a good run, bud. The F key. I need to bring that sound effect back in here. We need to have some sound effects on tap. We need a drum roll. We need a fart noise. We need a wah, 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 wah. We need one of those. Maybe I should just record my own sound effects. Yeah, I appreciate that, Steadfast. You know, I don't know why some of us get left off certain lists. You know, they'll send something to Nick Burns that they didn't send here, and you know, people like Bardwell, like Joshua will get left off a list sometimes, and he's over there going, well, why did I get left off the list? Because we all have something good to bring to the table, just in a different format, right? I'm a good basher reviewer. If you want to see if something's tough, send it to me. I'm probably gonna possibly break it. I'm an okay pilot. I'm not the best pilot. I do crash. I like to fly fast. That's my problem. I like to send it. Go fast. Gotta make that gap. I broke 3 GoPros last year. So I walked into Best Buy 4 times or 3 times. I had 4 GoPros handed to me over the counter. A week after I got my 4th GoPro, they sent me an email that said, your warranty is no longer valid. I guess you don't get unlimited GoPros. But the new Hero 10, the back of the screen breaks really easily. This screen right here, I crashed and the battery flew forward on the quad and broke this screen. And once it broke this screen, for some reason, the front screen also went out. I don't know if they're connected, but this is my 4th one. Sucks. These things are like glass compared, like the GoPro Hero 7. Somebody was asking me the other day, like, which GoPro should I get? Should I get a 7? Is it any good? I'm like, yeah. It has Hypersmooth 4.0 on there, and it's way tougher than the ones with the screens. Yeah, bot will test some limits too. Bot's rough on his stuff. Like, I'm pretty rough on my stuff. I mean, all my gear. Like, that's why when I buy something, a lot of times I have to buy like a better brand for like whether like camping gear or something like that, or anything that I buy. I kind of have to buy something decent quality. I'm rough on stuff. Maybe it's because I'm from Carolina. Not really a city boy, even though I'm stuck in Portland. You know, certain quads I try to take it easy on a little bit. But I like to fly low and fast. My Recon 7 Pro, like I don't want to crash this. This would suck to crash and break. This one's like $600, and my Chimera is like 750 or something. So I got into this a little bit in one of my recent 7-inch reviews. I talked about some tips about how to properly set up your 7-inch. We need to do like a video specifically on that, because there's some really bad things you can do to set up a 7-inch and then send it out there a mile. Number one rule of long range or 7-inch or any large aircraft is do not, under any circumstances, test it for the first 10 flights over any water. You're asking for it. Because the first 10 flights are even maybe the first 20 flights are basically test flights. You're all test pilots. All you guys that buy any quad anywhere from around the world, when you get it, the first 10 to 20 flights are going to be test flights. You don't really know what a power system's going to do for the first 10 to 20 flights. Like something could creep out, a bolt could fly off. I've had props fly off. Like there's a million different variables that can go wrong when you have all these moving parts. So but yeah, unfortunately for one reviewer, he crashed his Chimera in the water. That sucked. But I think it was because of the rescue mode not being active. It fail-safed into the water. The other thing was that it was the DJI RC transmitter, which the RC link was supposed to have been fixed with a firmware update, but I don't know if that transmitter was updated. So when you lose, if the O3 overheats and blacks out, you also lose RC link to the DJI controller. So unless I'm flying a whoop around the house, like I was doing yesterday with the Axis flying Cine on 20, the Z20, like outside the house, I would not fly that DJI transmitter. You lose control link for 5 seconds when the O3 blacks out or overheats. I said a while back that the O3 needs a physical fan on it. When DJI released it, I couldn't believe that they had a VTX and a 4K DVR sitting on top of each other. The world's hottest two electronic components in bunk beds together. If you've ever used a 4K camera and shot more than 30 minutes of video, you can feel the camera heat up. Like my Sony ZV-1 heats up, it gets super hot, and a lot of times they can't record 4K video for an hour straight. They have to do it. It chops up the file in segments. So when you go back and look on the SD card, there's segments on there. That may be to help it not completely shut down while you're making videos. But the O3 needs a physical fan. Rush FPV just came out with a 2-watt VTX. I don't know if you guys saw that or not, but if you follow Rush FPV on Facebook, you see their new releases, and there's this 2-watt, and it's one of the first VTXs. And I actually sent Chris a message. I was like, hey, like, thank you for putting a physical fan on that VTX, because this summer, if somebody's out there flying an FPV fixed wing running 2-watt, I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't send it running 2-watt unless I was in like Antarctica where it's super cold. I usually don't even run over 600 milliwatt in summertime. I feel like even that might be pushing it, but you can fly 3.5, 4 miles on 600. You can fly several miles on 25 milliwatt. have to be super careful in the summer months when you're flying FPV. Some of you new guys here, you know, don't leave your quad sitting around on the bench very long. Your VTX will burn up and you'll have a camera blackout. You'll black out the VTX. You'll burn it up and will never work again. Sitting on the bench, it'll fry. Some of them do have built-in sensor for overheat protection, so it will actually turn off. A lot of the newer VTXs have those. Oh, Johnny, nice. AKK did not send me a 3-watt. But technically, Johnny, you're not allowed to run 3-watt in the US. The maximum wattage that we're allowed to run in the US is 1 watt. You know that. I appreciate the super chat donations today on the channel. If you guys appreciate the information, the live streams, the reviews, and all the work we put into it, the website, the quad shop, all that, the giveaways, everything we're doing here, please become a Patreon. I don't care if it's like $2 a month. I'm trying to grow that and keep the information coming to you guys and the advice as well. My Patreon needs some serious help. You know, like I build the foundation of Patreon this year. I'm gonna start like internet panhandling, like Bot Grinder. Bot and I might be two of the lowest paid consistent reviewers, content makers. But both of us put a ton of heart into what we do. Like I put a ton of heart into this. Seriously. Like anything you do for 9 years, man, you gotta love it. I enjoyed the hell out of it. Every new thing I get to fly, everything flies different. It's so crazy. But this is what's up in the quad shop, guys. X35 and the Beta FPV Meteor 85 with its H. That's what's up. Both of those, refresh that page and you'll see them up. Not sure if anybody popped them or not, but I think that, yeah, they're still there. Still there. So as of the end of this stream, we are still live with both of those. Grab a t-shirt, somebody. We do have a box full of t-shirts. But right now I only have large and XL. I apologize to guys that are 2 and 3X. I got to get some new shirts printed. We got a new logo that we just dropped. You guys can see that at the bottom of the screen. This is our new, more like tech-looking logo. That's up on the header of the YouTube channel. And I just added it to the website this week as well. A little simpler type of logo. I should show you guys my original Drone Camps logo sometime. It's pretty cool. Yo, we ship from Oregon, but if you're in the US, I'll try to ship it to you for free. T-shirts are $25 and it has a front print screen. They are silk screened t-shirts. They are not like just a laminate. They're actually nice. They're made right here in Portland, Oregon, by a company that I've done business with for a long time. Super nice company, local company. And part of that $25 cost of the t-shirt just covers part of the shipping. But yeah, that'd be super cool. But thanks you guys for joining the live stream. I got to head out of here now, and I will put together another show for you guys coming up next week. I will also put some new items in the quad shop this week. So if you're looking for some kind of a deal on a new quad already got a radio and everything else, go to dronecamps.com, refresh the page. And that's the quad shop. Yeah, it's a good deal on that Hex 35. But I appreciate you guys for hanging out in this live stream today. Yeah, and we'll try to do a live stream after Barwell and Ciati sometime. So appreciate you guys too that came over from JB's streams and Ciati as well. I'm an admin on Bardwell's streams, so you might see me there, and you can chat with me there as well. We usually cutting it up while Barwell's getting technical, having some fun. We're making some jokes. But I appreciate you guys. Take care. I'll see you.